The unlawful administration imposed by the Amhara regional state in western Tigray continues to escalate the displacement of Tigrayans from the area. In a phone interview with Tigray television, a resident of western Tigray describes a growing surge in forced displacements by armed Amhara forces. The resident reports that these efforts to expel Tigrayans from their homes have intensified, further exacerbating the ongoing crisis in western Tigray.
They are actively hunting down and forcibly displacing Tigrayans, subjecting them to suffering and stripping them from their freedom. Their action resembles their brutality seen in the past. The people are suffering a lot. The people are holding on to hope for the implementation of Pretoria peace agreement. However, these forces are telling the people that even if the agreement is enacted, displaced individuals with homes are forced to sell their property and leave their areas.
The resident states that their crops are being looted by armed forces from Amhara regional state and organized vigilante groups.
The crops are shared with these forces. These forces are demanding their residents to pay taxes wherever they go. Life has become increasingly harsh, even for those considered native of the area. They are being forced to pay between 500 to 700 per sack of crops, only to return home with empty sacks. The opportunity to earn sustenance from farming has declined significantly. The situation has become incredibly difficult.
The resident notes that most of the forces previously withdrawn have been redeployed and are now undergoing military training in most parts of western Tigray. They express concerns that this effort is aimed at solidifying Amhara control over the area and preventing the return of Tigrayans.
Nearly all of the forces that were withdrawn have now been deployed. They have taken the militias to a location called Sanja for military training, while others are being trained here. This is part of a strategy to fundamentally alter the demographic compulsion. The aim is to promote the narrative that this land belongs to the Amharas, governed and defended by them, so that the territory cannot be returned because they believe that they have forcibly claimed it back. The delay in the implementation of the Pretoria Agreement reinforces the idea that they have claimed it back forcibly. The forces invading Western Tigray are operating under the motto that no Tigrayan should return. They claim ownership of the territory extending to the Tekaze River, asserting that no boundary should be crossed beyond it. The militias in this area continue to emphasize the importance of defending their territory up to the Tekaze River. Forces that had remained in Amhara, Wolqayt, Tsagede, Aura, and Afta have arrived in Dansha yesterday night, and they have been conducting patrols today.
The resident indicates that efforts to erase Tigrayan identity are underway, with changes being made to the educational curriculum as well as the renaming of schools.
The educational curriculum for grades 1 to 12 is now conducted in Amharic, with Tigrinya no longer being used. School names have been altered, and they have now focused on changing identity.
The residents urge the federal government and the interim administration in Tigray to intensify efforts to implement the Pretoria peace agreement, ensuring the restoration of Tigray's territorial integrity and the withdrawal of non-NDA forces from the western Tigray.
The people's primary demand is the implementation of the Pretoria peace agreement. The people needs the withdrawal of these armed forces and fully support the interim government's stand on this matter. The people demand for the urgent implementation of the Pretoria Agreement. The people are urging for the restoration of their administration, resolution of the people's concerns, and removal of illegal occupants. These are the central demand of the people.
It is important to recall that the Pretoria Peace Agreement stipulated that the disarming of heavy weapons would take place alongside the withdrawal of foreign and non-NDA forces from Tigray. However, progress has been limited, particularly regarding the withdrawal of non-NDA forces from Western Tigray. Therefore, it is urged that all parties involved in the Pretoria Peace Agreement work together to ensure its full implementation, allowing internally displaced persons to return to their homes and resume their normal lives.